already busted up.
The arena is dim.
Ilia Topuria!
The anticipation is palpable, and the crowd's energy hums with excitement. Then, in an instant, bam! Feels as if time itself halts. That was the moment Ilia Topuria created at UFC 317. With a single lethal combination, he sent former UFC champion Charles Oliveira to the canvas in the opening round. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't just brute strength. It was something much more profound. Ilia seemed like a fighter who had been destined for greatness. This wasn't just a win. This was a message. I'm not here to play. I'm here to take over. And now, fans around the world are asking the same question. Can anyone stop Ilia Topuria? Some fans may paint Ilia as the bad guy. Maybe it's because of his cocky attitude. Maybe it's because he's taken out their favorite fighters. But calling him a villain? That's just not fair. Ilia isn't ruining the sport. He's revitalizing it. He's fast. He's fearless. His skills span every aspect of MMA. But most importantly, he brings excitement to every fight. While some champions play it safe, Ilia enters the cage with one goal: to finish you. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't hold back. That's what draws people in. That's what has the UFC buzzing. Ilia isn't the villain. He's the hero. And right now, he might just be the greatest fighter the sport has ever seen.
I'm able to combine punches.
I think he got stumped.
Leading up to UFC 317, many believed Charles Oliveira was too strong or too experienced for Ilia. But Ilia shattered those doubts, and quickly. In the very first exchange, he landed a seamless right hook, left hook combo on Charles. It seemed effortless, almost too effortless. Charles wasn't just dazed, he was knocked out cold. That's not typical. Charles has faced some of the toughest fighters out there. Even in defeat, he's always brought a challenge. But Ilia made it look like a walk in the park. It was one of the cleanest knockouts in MMA history. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. A statement that Ilia Topuria is something special.
Yeah. Usually, you getting 2 punches, everyone blocks 2 punches.
Beat up. Oh, heavy.
And then is when I go again, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom.
Ilia isn't just a knockout artist, he's the complete package. His boxing is crisp, his speed is electrifying, and his takedown defense? Unshakable. Against Oliveira, Ilia didn't just dominate on the feet. He stuffed takedowns, reversed positions, and even found himself in dominant grappling exchanges. That's a massive deal. Charles is one of the best jiu-jitsu specialists in UFC history, but Ilia? He made it look effortless. Featherweights often face challenges when stepping up to lightweight, but not Ilia. In fact, he seemed to thrive. His speed and timing caught Charles off guard. The lightweights simply aren't prepared for someone as fast, smart, and dangerous as Ilia. Now that Ilia has dismantled Charles, the entire MMA world is clamoring for one fight: Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Islam is the reigning lightweight champion, strong, intelligent, and a grappling expert. But Ilia brings something Islam hasn't yet encountered: blistering speed, deadly combinations, and knockout power from the opening bell. Islam has fought some tough opponents, but none like Ilia. Not someone who can finish you with a single, flawless combo. Not someone who can shrug off takedowns and remain lethal on the feet. Ilia versus Islam is the ultimate test. If Ilia pulls off the win, he might just solidify his place as the greatest fighter the UFC has ever seen. After UFC 317, the next potential matchup is Ilia versus Patty Pimblett. Let's be real, it's not exactly an even fight. Patty might be popular, but he's not on Ilia's level. Ilia is a force of nature, while Patty is more of a showman. But the UFC knows what sells, and Ilia versus Paddy has all the drama. They've exchanged words, there's bad blood, and fans are hungry for it. It's a fight people will tune in for. And Ilia? He'll likely finish it quickly, maybe even in the first round. However, there's one concern. Will Ilia take this fight seriously? Will he put in the necessary work? Or will he get complacent, thinking it'll be too easy and let his guard down? That's the only real risk, if Ilia takes it lightly. But if he trains like he always does, Paddy is in for a tough night.
Topuria grounded his foe again.
If there's one fighter at lightweight who could pose a real challenge for Ilia, it's Arman Tsarukyan. Arman is a powerful wrestler, perhaps even better than Charles or Paddy in that department. If he can get Ilia to the ground, he might be able to control him. But even then, Ilia isn't an easy man to keep down. He's explosive, intelligent, and has the movement to escape tough positions. Still, Arman has the skills to push Ilia into deep waters. It would be a true battle, one that would test both fighters to their limits, and that's what makes the fight so exciting. Let's not forget the fighters Ilia has already taken down. He knocked out Max Holloway. He KO'd Alexander Volkanovski. He demolished Charles Oliveira. These aren't just talented fighters, they're legends, champions, some of the top 10 greatest of all time. Ilia didn't just beat them, he obliterated them. He's already crafted one of the most impressive resumes in MMA, and the best part? He's still young. He could dominate the division for years to come, maybe even become the GOAT, greatest of all time. One unsettling thought, Ilia once mentioned he might retire by the age of 30. Why? His goal is simple: win 2 belts, defend them a couple of times, and leave the sport on top. If he actually follows through on that, fans will be devastated. We want more Ilia, more fights, more knockouts. Here's hoping the UFC offers him a massive deal. Here's hoping he stays longer, because honestly, this sport needs him. Lightweight is often hailed as the toughest division, the home of the best fighters, the most stacked roster, but Ilia makes them all look ordinary. His speed is unparalleled, his combinations are flawless, his power is undeniable. When he steps into the cage, it's like he has a glimpse of the future. He lands punches before his opponent even has a chance to react. Give Ilia just 1 second, one fleeting moment, and he can end the fight. That's not something you see every day, that's special. And that's why Ilia is the UFC's new chosen one. Ilia isn't just a great fighter, he's a spectacle. Every time he steps into the cage, fans feel that electric anticipation. They know something incredible is about to unfold. He talks big, he walks big, and when the fight starts, he delivers even bigger. Ilia brings a spark back to the sport. He's the kind of fighter people pay to see, the kind who turns casual fans into lifelong diehards. The UFC needs that. The fans crave that. So, can anyone stop Ilia Topuria? Maybe. But they'll need to be fast, smart, powerful, and flawless. One slip up, and Ilia will be right there with a knockout punch. Right now, no one seems capable of handling him. Not Paddy, not Arman, maybe